when there are climate-related impacts, disasters, extreme weather events, or even sometimes slow onset, slow things, for example, drought, it takes time. What they have found is, although many countries have made plans, half of those projects, particularly those under the UN Climate Convention, either have not worked satisfactorily or are not sustainable. Basically, they're not working. For example, not being able to assess what they really want. And then sometimes getting the wrong prescription, wrong solution. It's called maladaptation. For example, what kind of species of trees that should have been there, they got the wrong ones. And as a result, that forest or those trees, instead of becoming protector, they are susceptible to wildfires. And then they aggravate the situation. Compared to mitigation, which is about how do you make the transition to clean energy, so installing solar panels or windmills or turbines and all that. Securing money for adaptation is very difficult because the rate of return is not easy. And financiers tell me securing fund or getting investors, let's say, for adaptation project is not easy. And then, of course, there's this issue of experts coming from somewhere else, trying to help them out, but they don't know the ground situation. And the ground people, they have some idea what's going on, but they have not been able to thrash out the solution themselves.
So, for the sake of the planet, are they going to be able to get out of this rut? Can they get out of this rut?
We are approaching 1.5. That's the threshold.
The tipping point.
The tipping point.
Beyond which
yes,
everything
collapses. Or let's say, it'll be a runaway case
worse,
runaway climate change case, catastrophic. Because we are reaching there. Actually, the other report from Copernicus has shown that the whole year, this year, past 15 or 16 months, the UN report says, if we are approaching 1.5 for good, then what happens is we'll have to be able to adapt more. We'll have to be more resilient, build that resilience. And that is where adaptation becomes so important. But the problem is, there's a huge funding gap because, the figure here is we need between around $190 billion to around $360 billion a year. Whereas what we are getting, the figure they have is for 2022 was $28 billion. So the gap is massive. That gap, needs to be addressed. And B, more importantly, how do we do it? The maladaptation chapter. That is the question. Will we be able to identify our problems and then also bring in the right solution?
Navin Singh Khadka, the World Service Environment correspondent.